The Ride Home Rants podcast is brought to you by Reaper Apparel Company. Reaper Apparel offers a casual line of superb fit, finish, and comfort. We design for those who refuse to die slowly and choose to live untamed. For those who aren't afraid to face the dark, for the ones that thrive in it, and for those who can appreciate life through a grim lens. That's Reaper Apparel Company. Go to the link in the description of this episode, use the promo code Mike Bono, and get 10% off. Also, the Ride Home Rants podcast is brought to you by my own personal merch store, the Stupid Should Hurt merch store. I have hats, I have t-shirts, hoodies, coffee mugs, water bottles, notebooks, you name it, I've got it. The description and the link for that will be in the description of this episode. Also, right now, if you use the promo code WELCOME, I will give you 5% off of your first purchase. That's the Stupid Should Hurt merch store. Also, the Ride Home Rants podcast is brought to you by Tactical Brotherhood, all American-made apparel, which helps support the Second Amendment. You can also find all this in the description of this episode with the link, Tactical Brotherhood. Part of every proceed does go to helping veterans, as it is a very good cause. All American-made products made right here in Minnesota. Go and check them out. Use the promo code PATRIOT15 to get 15% off your purchase. Now, let's start the show. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Ride Home Rants podcast. This is, as always, your host, Mike Bono. I have a great guest for us today, a pair of guests, actually. They're coming to us from Cleveland, Ohio. That would be Andy, Santiago, and Allie Green join the show. Andy, Allie, thank you for joining.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us.
Hey, thanks for having us, man. Appreciate it.
Not a problem at all. So, Andy, first and foremost, you are the brother-in-law to the manager of the podcast, Johnny Fitty Falcone. First question, I got to get this out of the way. How's that been going?
yeah, it's been great, man. You know, it's just had the wedding in November, so it's a good time. So I know we had talked. It's definitely a little fuzzy from that night, but yeah, it's been good. You know, Johnny's a great guy. It's been nice getting to know him and getting to know some of his buddies too. So it's been a good group of guys around him too. So it's been good.
Okay, yeah. I know there's probably going to be a million stories because I've known Johnny since college. So yeah, when you deal with his energy, once you get to know that, then you're smooth sailing from there on out. It's just, it's just easy.
Yeah, that's for sure. You went to Bethany too, then?
Yeah, both of us did. I was a swimmer there, and he was on the football team, so we met up a lot and saw each other a lot at the sports facility and complex there. So that's how we know each other, and then reconnected later on after college. So it's been nice to keep in touch and working together with somebody from back in the day, I guess you could say.
Yeah. Bethany's it's small, but it's I played a couple baseball tournaments out there. It's got a nice little campus and some sports facilities too there. So
yeah,
definitely some stuff going on.
It's not bad, and especially when you realize that you can walk across the entire campus in 10 minutes and be from one end to the other. It's a very small school, but it's a lot of fun. But first question I have for both of you is, where did you guys both grow up and, go to high school and stuff like that? And were you into any sports or anything like that in high school?
So I from Jefferson. I went to Jefferson area high school, and I played baseball and football. I played basketball just growing up, but I didn't finish it the 4 years in high school. But I was always a baseball guy, though. Just playing a bunch of tournaments in the summers, and I feel like my dad probably threw me 20,000 pitches. Probably I was always hitting and stuff. So yeah, definitely a baseball guy for sure. So
okay, Allie, what about you?
Yeah, I grew up in Silver Lake, which is right outside of Cuyahoga Falls, like down towards Akron. I played sports all growing up, like literally every sport under the sun. But my main sport in high school was tennis. And then I also played basketball for a couple years in high school.
Okay, don't get a lot of tennis players on. You know, what got you into tennis?
My two older brothers played tennis in high school, and Silver Lake had these tennis courts and basketball courts, and there was like kids camp in the summer. And so my older brothers taught the tennis camp, I guess you would call it.
Okay.
And so my other brothers and I, we'd like ride our bikes there in the summer and play. But I didn't really play seriously until high school. But
okay. Yeah, I could never get into. I don't know. I mean, my buddies and I, there was a tennis court like a block away from where we all grew up, and I couldn't get the serve down. I would hit it and it would just fly out of the court, and we lost more tennis balls than we did score points. It seemed like so. It was. But it's a tougher sport than people give it credit for.
Yeah, I miss playing, and it's hard to find people who just want to play like leisurely that you can compete with at my age. But yeah, it was fun.
I get it. So for the both of you, where did both of you end up going to college? And what did we major in for both of you?
I went to Walsh University in North Canton. So I went I went there, and then I actually played baseball there too. And then I majored in accounting, actually. So I was always good with numbers and stuff, and math was definitely my favorite subject growing up. So it's a pretty easy decision for me there. I knew I wanted to do something in business, didn't know what. So I ended up just starting in accounting, see if I wanted to finish it or not, and then ended up working out for me.
Get you any sports or anything like that when you were in college?
I played baseball at Walsh. So more, I was on the team. Didn't play a whole lot, but I was there. Nice morale guy, that's for sure. So it was fun. I mean, I met a ton of lifelong friends doing it. So definitely glad I was part of the team, and I loved it. So love all those guys, and still get together with those guys all the time. And went to a few weddings for some of those guys this summer too. So it's good.
Yeah, you sounded like me on the high school football team. I was on the team. I didn't get a lot of playing time, but I was that morale guy. But Allie, what about you?
Yeah, I went to Kent State. I majored in public health, but I switched majors a couple times. I was always in like the health field, but every time I would go and shadow, for example, like a dietitian in a hospital, I was like, no, I don't see myself doing this. So I kind of just was like, I was a little lost, didn't know what I wanted to do as a career. And I settled on public health because I was like, I've taken all these courses and I just need to finish. Like, I just need my degree and I need to get out of here. And so, yeah.
Yeah. Any sports for you in college?
No, not in college.
Okay. But yeah, you remind me a lot of my sister. She went to WVU and she changed her major like 7 times. Like,
I think mine was only like 3, but
yeah, I really wish I was making that number up. Like she changed it 7 times.
Yeah.
But she was lucky enough. She went in as a second semester freshman. She had that many credits going in, so she had a little bit of time to play with. Now me, not so much. Like I changed my major once, and it wasn't really my call. I actually started as an accounting major and business major. And sophomore year, my advisor sat me down and he was just like, okay, so you can either A, keep going with the track that you're on and you're more than likely going to fail out, or you can change your major and you can start over. I was like, I like that second option. I'm paying a lot of money to be here. Let's go with that second option.
Yeah.
And ended with communications and journalism and broadcasting. So, but yeah, it was a lot of fun. I swam in college. I was a swimmer all through from the time I was 8 through college. So yeah,
that's a tough sport.
Yeah, I lived in the water. It never fails. And the best thing was it wasn't Fitty, but it was one of his buddies on the football team that was always ragging on me and giving me crap about being a swimmer and saying it wasn't a real sport. I believe he called it a sissy sport is what he called it. And I put him through a workout. I said, all right, that's fine. Let's go. We'll get in the pool. You can do one of my workouts and we'll see whose sport's tougher. we got through the warm up of it, and he's like, "Oh man, that was intense." I was like, "That was the warm up, man. That's to get us ready for what we're about to do." And so, yeah, it was a little bit of sweet justice getting to see him limp around campus the next day because he was sore.
That's funny.
So, what do you both currently do for work right now?
Right now, I'm a finance director at a holding company in Cleveland.
Okay.
So I started there a few months ago. So it's been going real good, and I know we had talked earlier. It was like I definitely want to get into some personal training again. Hopefully, do some of that part time and more full time in 2024. So I'm going to meet with a couple of gyms here the next couple of weeks, and hopefully start that here in January. So I did some personal training when I lived out in Scottsdale, Arizona, in 21 and 22. So haven't done much this year. Just pretty much working out with some buddies and Allie. So it's giving me a little fix, that's for sure. But definitely kind of gave me that itch again to get back into it. So
yeah, absolutely. Allie, what about you?
I have a small meal prep company, and then I also manage a gym in Cleveland. So it's been good. I dabbled into personal training when I was younger, and I liked it, but not enough to make it a career or, I don't know, even continue on with it. But I really like the managing side of the gym. I like the environment, and yeah.
Yeah, I've managed a gym before. It's a lot of fun. It was an Anytime Fitness in Steubenville, Ohio. So it was, it was a lot of fun. You get to meet a lot of interesting people when you manage a gym, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Especially in Steubenville, Ohio. That was always you never knew who was walking through the door. But still a lot of people that I keep in touch with to this day that were upset when I left, and they still, keep in touch. So that's nice to have and to keep those contacts and keep in touch with people and see their journeys in their fitness. I mean, one guy, I see his page all the day. He's an Army veteran, and he only has one leg. The other one is a prosthetic, and he works harder than anybody I've ever seen in the gym.
Yeah.
And it's just amazing to see what he can do with one leg. Never fails. I don't know if you could hear my cat crying and complaining in the background.
No.
It never fails. Anytime I go to record a show, my animals want to be a part of it. So, Andy, you mentioned it a little bit about being, into personal training and wanting to get back into it. How long did you do it before? Was it just 21 and 22 that you were into personal training, or what really made you want to get into that?
It was really 2020, really. I've always kind of followed, bodybuilding and stuff like that. A lot of, my dad really got me into it when I was younger. He always had the magazines and all that was really big in the early 2000s. So yeah, I've always just really loved being in the gym. And that was, when I was at Walsh, that was a really big part of, being there, getting a lot of the guys in the gym and stuff like that. We always did team lifts and stuff, which I really, really liked, and kind of just, help some friends out and stuff. And just through that, I never thought I would actually do it or to make money doing it. Never thought that was even a thing that I would be interested in. And then, I don't know, really when 2020 happened and, I was let go from my job from COVID at the time. And then it's kind of like, maybe I should do something I'm more kind of passionate about and something I really just enjoy doing. It doesn't really feel like a job. And so, luckily for me, I had a buddy, I lived in Arizona, that knew a gym owner that didn't close. And he's like, hey, just come out here and, you can stay with me and, just see what happens. So I just went out there and started doing this personal training and ended up getting a remote accounting job too at the time, so doing that as well. So yeah, it just worked out. Something I love doing, and it's always really fulfilling to do. So
yeah, I say it all the time. If you do something you like and you're passionate about, you'll never work a day in your life. That's why I'm 11 years into doing stand-up comedy. It's a lot of fun. I love what I do. It's a lot of work that people don't see in the background, and all they see is the finished product on stage. But it's a lot of fun. I don't feel like it's work to me. It's not work. It's something that I'm passionate about and I love to do. But I gotta say, as somebody who's worked with a personal trainer before, is it your all's mission to like try to kill us throughout the workout? Is that the main goal, or?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a little part of it. It's kind of funny. There's like that sweet spot where it's like a really good workout, but it's not too much. But then again, some people want to just be pretty much killed during the workout, or they feel like if they weren't, then it's like, why am I even paying you? So it's kind of funny in that regard.
Yeah, I remember because it was funny because my wife and I, we met at work, and she always knew when I had seen the personal trainer in the morning, because I would just come in and I just had that look on my face like I was just done for the day already, and it was 10 a.m. and she was just like, "Oh, you worked with Jade today, didn't you?" It's like, "Yeah, it was lower body day. I can't feel my legs. I'm going to be sitting on this stool for the rest of the day, so don't expect me to be moving a lot today." But yeah. I was also training for a Spartan race. Have you seen a lot of people still wanting to do those now? I don't know if that's still even a thing.
Yeah, I think it is still a thing. I know a couple. I was a football player. I went to Walsh. I did some Spartan races, and one of my buddies actually does Ironmans and stuff. He's actually training for his first full Ironman. So yeah, that's like the swim. You swim. I don't know how many miles it is. You swim, and then you bike, and then you also run a marathon at the end. So it's pretty intense. Yeah.
Swimming I can do. After that, I'd have to build that lead in the water, and then it's just downhill from there. There's no,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah, I think it's like a 2 or 3 mile swim, and it's like over 100-mile bike ride, and then a full marathon after that. It's pretty intense.
A full marathon. That's just a full marathon by itself sounds miserable to me. Like,
Yeah, he puts a lot of hours into training. That's for sure. It's like twice a day, so it's a lot.
Yeah, not anything I'm doing at my age anymore. We'll put it that way. That's I'm training.
Yeah, that's something I would ever even consider doing. So it's impressive. So hopefully he gets it done this year or next year. So
absolutely. Do have to pause real quick here in the show. I do have to get a sponsorship read in. It is for our newest sponsor to the show, and that is Buddy's Beard Care. Beard oils, beard washes, and beard balms. Everything you need to keep your beard in check. I've used these products now for a little over a month now, and I gotta say, as somebody who's never used the beard oils or anything like that, this is phenomenal stuff. My beard has never felt healthier. It has never been fuller. And according to my wife, it has never been softer. So go and check them out. Buddy's Beard Care at buddysbeardcare.com. Tell them Mike Bono sent you. You won't be disappointed. Go to Buddy's Beard Care, where size does matter. All right. And Andy, that's a perfect sponsorship read. I can see the beard for you now.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll check it out for sure.
Yeah. Local company here in Newark, Ohio.
Looking for beard oils and stuff, so.
I think you cut out a little bit there on me, Andy.
Yeah, like I said, I'll definitely check it out. Definitely always looking for, beard oils, so definitely. Mine's, it gets a little crazy sometimes, so definitely sounds like something I'll look into.
Yeah, it's another comic buddy of mine. It's what he does on the side. It's a local company here in Newark, Ohio, where I'm close to, I'm based out of, and it's phenomenal stuff, and I'm super happy with it. And never thought I'd be a beard oil guy. I never really thought that would be me. But after No Shave November, I needed something. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
So, Allie, this one's for you. Now, you own your own meal prep company. And, how did you get into that? What made you want to get into the meal prep?
Yeah, so around COVID, that's kind of when it all started. It does kind of go back a little further, though. I'd always been interested in, even in college, I dabbled with nutrition, exercise science. I had done personal training. So when I think back to, how I got here, I'm like, it's kind of all my interests in one. It's everything that I want. So through COVID, I was also unemployed because I was just working as a server at a restaurant. It was post-college, and I was trying to find my first, like, big girl job, I guess you would say. And so, yeah, the restaurant's closed, and I was bored out of my mind. So I started posting recipes and stuff on Instagram. That was, like, the highlight of my day. It was, like, making a new recipe every day. And people started to reach out to me, and they were like, I'll literally pay you to cook me meals. And one person in particular was like, I don't know, they must have been super busy, and they just wanted these, like, simple, like, taco bowls. They're like, I will literally pay you to make this for me every week. And so I started with just that person, and I was like, you know what, I should just, like, create a little menu every week, post it on my Instagram story, and just start seeing if people, like, will order. And at the time, I was just doing it out of my house, and it was, like, through Venmo, and it was nothing crazy. But that's kind of how it all started. It was pretty organic, and yeah.
So what goes into meal prepping? I've never been a big meal prepper. It's kind of fly by the seat of my pants as a comedian. I don't know what I'm eating from day to day, and and being on the road a good bit. So what goes into the meal prep?
Well, so people like it because it saves them time through the week, or they're more prepared through the week in terms of what they're going to eat. So you're basically cooking for days at a time in one sitting. So you have those meals the following days. So in terms of what goes into it, do you mean like
into the business to itself, like
business?
that, and just the meal prep itself? I know I have a lot of listeners that don't know a good bit about prepping for meals for the week.
Mm-hmm. I guess I'm trying to understand.
I asked tough questions
it's
here.
So like common sense to me that I just don't know how to explain it to maybe someone that doesn't know what it is. I don't know. But yeah, it's a lot of planning. On my end, planning for recipes that I'm gonna make for the menu, and obviously ingredients and everything I need for the meals, and then cooking the recipes.
So are you actually cooking the recipes for your customers, or are you sending them the ingredients?
So I cook the full meals. So I'll do like the protein, the carbs, and the veggies in one meal. Everything is cooked. And then basically when they get the meals, they'll just heat it up in the microwave and it's ready to eat.
Okay. That sounds like more work than I put into making one meal. So kudos to you.
It's definitely a lot.
I love to cook. I'm a big cooker. I came from a very big Italian family, so food is our life. And just wow, that's a lot that goes into. More than I expected. We'll say that. More than I expected going into that.
It's definitely a lot. She definitely puts a lot of hours into it, so it's a lot for sure. So I mean, it's great for me. I'm glad I'm not meal prepping for myself anymore. So it's been a great bonus.
Have your own personal meal prepper there, huh?
Yeah, definitely. Because I mean, I kind of did a lot of the meal prepping on my own before we had met, and then. So it's been a great time saver for me. I don't have to worry about it at all. So it's been great.
Absolutely. Now, do you tailor the meals to each individual customer, or do you just kind of have like a set menu that this is what we're doing this week and everybody gets that?
Yeah, it would be too much for me to tailor to each specific person. Okay. So I'll come up with a new menu like every 4 or 5 weeks. And then if people want to make like simple modifications on like, say they don't like broccoli, I'll substitute a different vegetable or something simple. But other than that, it's a pretty set menu. Yeah,
I just never knew how that would work. If it was like, all right, I got to make these meals for this person. Now I got to turn around and make these for this.
Oh no! Yeah,
I would lose my mind if I did that.
No, that would be crazy because everything I'm making is in bulk. So everything, it would be impossible to make each separate meal. It would take so much time.
I was kudos to you for being able to do that if that's how you did it, and thank you for taking time out of your busy cooking schedule to come and talk to me for a little bit too as well. But yeah, so last question I guess I have for both of you here is, so with both of you being into fitness, how do you incorporate workouts into your daily lives with work and everything?
Sorry, you kind of cut out a little bit. What was the question?
Okay, yeah, no worries. With both of you being into fitness, how do you incorporate working out into your daily lives with work and everything like that?
I'd say for me, it's easier for me to go in the morning before I go to work because I just know no one from work's going to reach out to me at 5, 6 in the morning. So I kind of like it that way. It just seems more stress free. Get it out of the way, and it's kind of my time in the morning, kind of blow off some steam, and then I get to work. And if I need to stay late, I can, or it's not a big deal because the workout's it's done. I don't need to worry about getting out of there to go to the gym or anything like that. So for me, but I've also kind of always been a morning person, so it's pretty easy for me to get up. So I know I have some buddies I try to get to go with me in the morning. There's no way they're going to come. So
yeah, when I was in the gym a good bit and many moons ago, I liked the morning workouts a little bit better than I did the evening workouts because after a long day of work, and I work in sales at the time, so it was just like, do I really want to go to the gym and see more people that I just saw all day and had to deal with that? So, but I'm not a morning person either, though. I'm definitely a night owl for sure. Being a comedian, I think you kind of have to late shows and everything like that. Always on the road, but yeah, mornings are just not for me. And Allie, what about you? I mean, it seems like you're probably cooking all day. So how do you fit into working out?
Well, the meal prep is pretty much just on the weekends right now.
Okay.
But Monday through Friday, I'm at the gym. I do have the luxury of working out at work if I want to. But I usually go in the mornings as well. My schedule at the gym is like pretty non-traditional. I work kind of random hours, so I kind of have the luxury to have a little time to go whenever.
Yeah,
so.
I would say when I managed the Anytime Fitness, it was easier for me to get a workout in if I wanted to take some time out of my day, and I could go and do. I'm
like not stuck at a desk for 10 hours a day, so
I unfortunately am with my day job now too. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. So for both of you, what does a typical workout look like?
We pretty much do the same thing, really. I mean, kind of more like a traditional split, I guess, would be just doing different body parts for those days. So depending however we want to break it, I change mine up sometimes. So it's more kind of, I guess, it's more of like a traditional like bodybuilding split, I guess you would say. Not that we're bodybuilders, but kind of just what I follow. So kind of doing like a upper body day, like a chest day, and then do like an arm day, and then a leg day too. So,
Al, you kind of on that same routine with him, or are you kind of doing your own thing?
It's pretty similar. We're not on like the same routine, but just primarily weightlifting and
Okay. Yeah, I
need to bump up that cardio for sure, but seems like not every day I get it done. That's for sure.
I know cardio is definitely the root of all evil when it comes to working out, especially for me. And I know I need to get back into it because I walked up my steps. I have 13 steps in my house, and I was like, wow, I am out of shape. I just it kind of hits you all at once too, You'd think that'd be enough of a push.
I don't know if the stairs ever get easier though. That's for sure.
No, definitely as I'm getting older. Like it's like, my next house isn't going to have any stairs in it ever at all, anywhere. I don't care if it's the little 2-step to get into the house. Nope, right into that now. It's not going to do it for me. Stairs are getting increasingly more difficult, especially, I played football and a lot of contact sports growing up, so I still have a lot of, aching, nagging sports injuries that flare up this wonderful time of the year in the wintertime with especially my knees and being a receiver most of the time. I don't have the best knees left in me, and at 34, it's not a good look for the future. But all right, so we are running down near the end of the episode here, and I do give every guest this opportunity at the end of the show. So if there's anything you guys want to get out there, I normally give about a minute, but I'll give you guys about 2 minutes since there's two of you. If there's anything you want to promote, anything you want to get out there, or even if it's just a good message, the floor is yours.
I mean, you can definitely give me a follow. I just have Instagram. That's it. Andy Santiago 5 is my handle. So yeah, if you're interested in personal training or just following me,
And if you're interested in meals to go along with your training, my business is Made by Green, and I do have a website you can order through. And
Okay. Well, I gotta tell you guys, this was a lot of fun, a lot of interesting things that I didn't know, especially when it comes to the meal prep. I am, I will say, use the word ignorant to that, but a lot of good information out there. We've had a lot of fitness people on. I do love talking to people that are into that and seeing how each routine varies from person to person. And great to talk to you, and somebody who is definitely now part of the Falcone family too as well. And getting to meet y'all. This was a lot of fun. Thank you guys for coming on. I really do appreciate you sitting down and taking time out of your busy schedules to talk to me. But that is going to do it for this week's episode of the Ride Home Rants podcast. As always, if you enjoyed the show, be a friend, tell a friend. If you didn't, tell them anyways. They might like it just because you didn't. That's going to do it for me, and I will see y'all next week. The Ride Home Rants podcast is brought to you by W Energy. Energy drinks made for gamers, streamers, and podcasters alike. For gamers, streamers, and podcasters alike. Go to the link in the description where you can find the best energy drinks out there. Less caffeine than a cup of coffee. Also, no jitters and no crash afterwards. Use the promo code Mike Bono and get yourself 10% off. Also, the Ride Home Rants podcast is brought to you by my favorite sponsor of the show, and that is Shankit Golf. Golf apparel made for the everyday golfer. We might not go out and shoot a 6 under par. We're probably going to shoot a 6 over par, but this is going to give us the gear that's going to help us rocket on and off of the course. Go to the link in the bio, use the promo code Mike Bono, and get yourself 10% off there as well.